Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. It's been almost 2 weeks of radiation treatment for prostate cancer, and so a lot of my posts have been talking about that. And I am doing the American Cancer Society 300-mile challenge in August, trying to ride 300 miles and help fundraise for ACS. So I wanted to talk about the gear that I'm using in those rides. And for me, this goes back, this is a Camelbak MULE. And I got this thing in Orem, Utah at a place called Gorilla Bikes in 1995 when I moved to Utah. And that place is long gone. Camelbak is still around. They're a great brand. There's a lot of other brands like Osprey and stuff like that, but to me, Camelbak is really the only choice. I've got 5 total bags. I've got 4 that I've been using. And so I ran with this bag for a long time. And before this, I was just using water bottles. I'd filled up with as much ice as I could. We had water bottle cages on our bikes. And sometimes the water bottle would go flying or it would get muddy. The ice melts quickly. And I had a Mountain Smith lumbar pack that I would wear, and I had an extra tube and some tools and stuff like that. So when Camelbak came out, that was awesome. And it was one of those things where I just go, holy crap, why didn't I think of that? You know, it's crazy. And so not a lot to this bag. I mean, it's got a little hook, you know, that you could hang it up. But when I put it on, you know, it's nice and light. It's got the little chest strap that I'm usually putting on, and it's a low profile, this particular bag, and it just kind of stays to the body. I've run with this in the past. I don't like running, so I'll probably never do that again in my life. But it's got a section that goes the full length all the way down, and then just an outside mesh section that goes to right here. And then it's got the pockets on it, but it goes all the way through. And I think that was intended so you could kind of shove a jacket part way and have it hang over. And it's got some elastic on it. There's a little pocket right here that you'd maybe throw your keys or something like that. And then I don't know why you would use it, but it's just a little pocket right there that you could drop something in. To me, that would fall out. I'd never use it. But this pocket right here was big enough for an extra tube and maybe a power bar, because I used to eat those back at the same time we were doing this. And so it's a great little pack. And one of the things, I have actually changed the mouthpiece on here to where it has a shutoff valve. In the beginning, Camelbaks did not have a shutoff valve, and I sometimes would throw it in the car and the weight of the pack would pinch the mouthpiece and it would leak. So they've got different variations of these over all the years, but it was really nice to lock it off. The thing that was good about this bag is it's really easy to get the bladder out. And this is the original bladder. This is what they look like. When I get into the other Camelbaks that I have, I'll show you what the differences are. This is 100 ounces, but you know, you could get ice cubes in here, but it wasn't wide mouth or anything like they do now. And so you were kind of doing the ice cubes one at a time. But this thing really changed things for me in biking in California. That's where I started using the Mountain Smith pack and the water bottles like I was talking about. And then when I got to Utah, you know, similar thing as California in that the summers were hot. I wanted to carry as much water as I could, and so I just started loading this up, and it was a lot more comfortable. It was a lot easier as I'm out riding to grab this, now that I've got it kind of twisted around a little bit, but it was easier to grab this and be riding and just grab the mouthpiece versus having to lean down, grab the water bottle, try to get it back in the water bottle cage without dropping it. I did that sometimes. And it had this clip here where it would hold this in place. You know, you could run it on either side. And so to me, it really changed everything. And I could keep my water longer. I could carry a lot more water, and I could have gear and everything in here. And then honestly, for all the times I crashed, it was a spine protector. So that was been really good for me. So I don't use this one much anymore, but it's worth having around, because if we go on walks or hikes or things like that, I can give it to somebody. But Camelbak, everything is stitched well. You know, this thing is old, and it's not fraying anywhere. Everything's like still in good shape, and I use this so much in my early days of riding. And so I'm a huge Camelbak fan. For me, I may, you know, go look at other brands for other gear for like hiking purposes or things like that. But when it comes to mountain biking and hiking, like day hikes, this is the only thing that I'm going with. So I just wanted to start sharing some of the gear that I'm using and kind of take you know, the focus off just doing cancer updates and kind of getting to what's helping me help support me as I'm out trying to ride for the American Cancer Society. I'd love to hear what is your hydration options when you're out biking, running, walking, hiking, doing anything like that. As always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.